Be cool, be kind, be classy. The cupcakes so sweet and sexy. Have fun and enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives near New York City. And not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack Stack Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Michegas. Ridiculousness that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Proset, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes are sweet and sassy. And not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
I put the intro on and then I couldn't stop the intro, so we're going to get right to it. The verdict is in. I don't remember what the winner of our poll was, but here we go.
Owens
for Ms. Boone.
Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table, wearing the same clothing from this morning. Yes, Mr. Beck.
The judge, they've got her in chains and they've got her in the ankle handcuffs, so she can't go anywhere. I'm just asking, we would like to rise during the jury coming in. I'm asking if there's any way we can
take off the chains, take off our chains,
and the waist chain, so that the jury wouldn't see it in case there's something wrong with the verdict form, or there's an issue, which sometimes happens. But that's my position.
Okay. And an inmate, their leg irons and the cuffs are to be attached.
Well, she's going to stay seated.
That's fine.
Mr. Beck's going to stay seated.
I would ask for us all to remain seated, and could you remind everybody in the gallery that there should be no emotional reaction.
I was
now
just about to address that,
you're
sir.
worried
Thank you
about
very
emotional
much.
reaction.
All right,
Okay.
members of the jury, my understanding, or members of the gallery, good evening. My understanding is that the jury in this matter has reached a verdict. I don't know what it's going to be until it's read. If you are unable to contain yourself emotionally and you're going to react in any way, be it in joy or in sadness, I'm going to ask you politely to excuse yourself at this time. There cannot be any emotional outbursts when the verdict is read. Does everybody understand that? I see everybody nodding their heads. Okay. All right. State, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, are we ready to bring in our jury?
We're a few seconds behind, so I'm going to catch up to real time because otherwise we will have spoilers. That was fast, right? I'm so glad I don't have to wait until 10 o'clock because I'm ready to go to bed.
State, do you recognize our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you recognize our jury? Right. Members of the jury, you may be seated. Thank you. Members of our jury, good evening. I understand that you've come to a verdict in this case.
Yes.
If you could please hand the verdict form to the deputy, please. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, if you could please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit and in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information.
Guilty, second degree.
Orange County, Florida, on this 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the foreperson.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 3, is this your true and
Yes, it
correct
is.
verdict? Juror seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter. I know that we spent almost 2 weeks together, and it was not taken lightly, and I really appreciate the time and the effort and the sacrifice that you put into this case. I want to advise you now of your final instruction. Members, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration in this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak to anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. With that, members of the jury, again, I thank you for your service. I'm going to ask you to return to the deliberation room. I'll be back there shortly with your jury certificates, and thank you.
No emotion. We'll rewind and watch her reaction again. Many of you were right. This is the verdict so many of you were hoping for. R.I.P. George. Always.
Ms. Boone, the jury has spoken in this matter and has found you guilty of murder in the second degree. The court adjudicates you guilty of murder in the second degree. As this is your first felony conviction, you are entitled to a pre-sentencing investigation by the Department of Corrections. Mr. Owens, are you seeking that in this case?
Yes.
Okay. State, I will order the Department of Corrections to prepare the pre-sentencing investigation. State, for the purposes of sentencing, do you anticipate eliciting any testimony from, be it the victim's family?
2 or 3 victim impact statements, sir.
Okay. Mr. Owens, do you plan on presenting any evidence during the course of the sentencing hearing, sir?
Probably some testimony from Dr. Harper.
Okay. All right. How long do you think, State, that you would need?
You mean timing wise, or are we thinking?
A quantum of time, sir. Yeah, well, normally it takes about 30 days or so. I'm confirming with Anita as to availability. I just want to know from your side of the ledger, how much time? Okay, 15 minutes. How much time do you think you're going to need to produce anything from your side of the ledger, sir? Mr. Owens?
I'd say 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 to 45.
So if we set this for an hour, that would be sufficient.
Wow.
Pardon me.
Okay.
State please.
Is that sufficient, Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Okay, all right, give me a moment.
If you're just joining us, Sarah Boone has been found guilty of second-degree murder. That was the top charge. It did not require intent, but it did require the jury to find that she had a depraved mind. They're now gonna set it down for sentencing date. But before that, she is entitled to a pre-sentence investigation, which they said that they would like to have.
Ms. Barrios is checking. Just give us a moment.
Moon Goddess says they got it right. We're going to rewind and take a look at her reaction again. So if you're just joining and you missed it, don't go anywhere.
We can set this matter for 1:30 in the afternoon for sentencing on December 2. State, is that acceptable? It's a Monday.
I just status here, but I'll make it work.
I can move it to later if necessary.
I'm co-counsel on it.
Okay. Defense.
You want me to-
Yes, sir.
That's Monday, December 2 at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
I can do your.
Ma'am, you've been adjudicated guilty. I now remand you into the custody of the Orange County Jail pending sentencing on December 2 at 1:30. State, anything else we need to address?
Not from the state.
Defense. All right. Thank you very much. We're off the record.
That was quick. That was record speed. So the sentencing is going to be held on December 2nd at 1:30. The state has indicated that they are going to call two of the victims, probably family members, for victim impact statements, and that the defense has indicated that Dr. Harper will give testimony. Let's rewind and watch the verdict read and see if we see any reaction out of Sarah Boone, because I really didn't see anything. It is currently now 8:59 p.m. on the East Coast, and this jury went out at 7:19, I think, right? So they were out for a little over an hour. So it was whoever voted between 1 and 2 hours this morning.
All right. Members of the jury, you may be seated. Thank you.
You guys win.
Members of our jury, good evening. I understand that you've come to a verdict
Watch
in
it
this
again.
case.
Yes.
If you could please hand the verdict form to the deputy, please. Thank you, sir.
How come they can't have the
Madam
camera
Clerk,
on her face
if you
like they
could
did
please
for every other
publish the
defendant?
verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit and in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information. So say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the whole person.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict? Yes, it is. Juror seat
She
number
swallowed.
3, is this your true and correct verdict? Juror seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict? Yes. Juror seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your
Kind of
time,
like
your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter. I know.
she kind of like grimaced a little bit. She grimaced, right? And we saw her swallow, and she better enjoy that Coke Zero, because there's no Coke Zero where she's going for the next however long she's going to be sentenced to, likely on December 2nd, 2024. Thanks, Mr. Goodman. Thank you, Mr. Goodman. It is what it is. Coming in with the hot 10. Thanks. What are you guys' thoughts, feelings, concerns? Talk to me. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I thought this one was going to be a lot different than it was. It turned out that we had some twists and turns. And, you're very welcome. It is my pleasure. How many years can you get for second-degree murder in Florida? Second-degree murder in Florida is classified as a first-degree felony and is punishable according to Level 10 of Florida's Criminal Punishment Code. Offender will receive at least 16 3/4 years in prison without the chance for parole. So I guess it's a minimum of 16 3/4 years. And we'll see what the judge does with this. She will get credit for time served. That's pretty much in every case. So that is where we stand. I bet she wants a Dr. Pepper. Why wouldn't they give her a Dr. Pepper? Give the girl a damn Dr. Pepper, for crying out loud. Donna, thanks for the 3 matcha lattes. You guys are awesome. We did confirm that it was Susan Constantine, the body language expert, who was ejected from the court for ringing her cell phone ringing right at the beginning of the jury instructions. So that's embarrassing. Like, is it your first time in a courtroom? I don't know. This was record time. It was a little I don't even think it was 90 minutes. So well done. Justice for Truth says, I don't agree. I would have said time served. You're not the only one. We had a very divided chat on this, very divided. Unlike most of the cases that we've covered, which have been pretty much leaning heavily towards one side or the other, this was very, very divided. Now, attention, Massachusetts, take notes. This is how a real trial looks like. Must say I really enjoy this trial. Good to see an honest judge and lawyers on both sides. Justice's Truth believes that George was as abusive, not intentional, both drunks. That's where I landed on this in the end, too. I didn't think it was intentional. I thought it was incredibly negligent. Thought it was incredibly reckless. But the jury in this case, 6 people, 4 women, 2 men. That's their verdict. She should have taken the deal. If she had taken the deal of 15 years, she would have been out maybe in another 7. So, if 16 3/4 is the minimum and she served 5, the deal would have been better. But again, it's like, what do you want? What's in the box, or you want what's behind the curtain? It's like the old, let's make a deal, Not good. Hi, Dewey. He says, I can't stop thinking about how different things would have been in every courtroom since Karen Reed. This judge sounds like a man doing a job, whereas Bev sounded bored and annoyed at everyone, including Lally. I leave Boone to others. Thank you. Thanks, Dewey, for coming in. Verdict. Guilty, 2nd-degree murder. Thanks, Life on Makeup, for being here with us throughout this entire trial. We have enjoyed your company greatly, and we hope you stick around. She will be sentenced on December 2nd at 1:30. I will put it in the calendar. Seems to me that there's another, I think we have another hearing on December 2nd. Why does that date sound so familiar to me? Brian Walsh is also in court on that day. It's in the calendar. Wow, they fingerprinted her in the courtroom on camera before they took her away. Never seen that before. All right, well, we missed that. So let's go back and put that back up. Maybe the
We
cameras
spent
were
almost
supposed
2
to
weeks
turn off,
together.
and they didn't.
We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury affair, a unique privilege not to speak.
I mean, jurors, you have a unique privilege. I thought he was going to say, we're going to send you all to Disney World, and you get to the front of every line, or Disneyland, whichever one is in Florida. Let's let it keep playing. We can say them.
About the jury's work. Although you are at
Fingerprint
liberty
her.
to speak to anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. With that, members of the jury, again, I thank you for your service. I'm going to ask you return to the deliberation room. I'll be back there shortly with your jury certificates, and thank you.
I agree. Justice's Truth says her free attorney did an incredible job. He absolutely earned the no money that he's making. Although they had some kind of financial agreement that the court apparently looked at and didn't find a conflict. He may have had the book rights.
Ms. Boone,
signed over.
the jury has spoken in this matter and has found you guilty of murder in the 2nd degree. The court adjudicates you guilty of murder in the 2nd degree. As this is your first felony conviction, you are entitled to a pre-sentencing investigation by the Department of Corrections. Mr. Owens, are you seeking that in this case?
Okay, so we heard all this
You
before.
and family?
Let's see
Okay.
the fingerprinting
I'm hearing,
part.
sir.
Probably some testimony.
I think from your side of the ledger, sir, be sufficient. $130 in the afternoon. Yes, sir.
Not from the state.
Defense.
Here's the family.
Put
There's a shot
130.
on the family. Hang
State
on.
anything else we need to
They got a big win. They don't seem relieved. They're not showing a lot of emotion. I think that it was his mother who fainted during the video.
address?
Not from the state.
Defense. All right. Thank you very much. We're off the record.
We'll let it play out. I heard they'd do her fingerprints here. After we wrap this, it's going to teleport you over to the stream I'm doing tomorrow on Carly Gregg. Her grandfather's going to be joining with Bridget Todd. And so you can just hit the bell for that if you want to come back for that tomorrow. It's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern. 12 p.m. Central, which is Mississippi time. Oh, remember this this bailiff or court officer or deputy, I'm not sure what her rank or title is, but was our hero that one day when she came and fixed the mic when Sarah Boone was testifying. They turned off their sound. It's not us, it's them. Yeah, he did. I thought he did a great job. His closing was very disjointed, I thought. I thought it was all over the place. It was kind of rambling, and I really I wasn't a huge fan. But, a trial is a living, breathing thing, and it changes, and you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to think on your feet. He lost his notes. They were all over the place. I don't know. I felt both closings were too long. The closings were longer than the deliberation. Let's put it that way, right? The jury was out for less than 90 minutes, and they each had 90 minutes for their closing. And then that rebuttal, which I just was going to stick an ice pick in the side of my head because I was so done with it by then. It was like they kept just saying the same thing over and over and over. And like I said, they had already won the jury over. Is Turtle Boy that day as well? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of too. Just didn't put it into my calendar. They did that with Ashley too, fingerprinting her right in the courtroom. I mean, we can't see from this angle, so. I don't know. No, there's no way she would get, in my opinion, that she would be getting ineffective assistance of counsel. I mean, the judge did everything. He bent over backwards for her. And asked her every single time she entered the courtroom, are you happy with your lawyers? Do you think they are doing a good job for you? And she said, absolutely, definitely, absolutely, definitely. There's Owens telling her, good luck with your pro se appeal. She can have an attorney appointed to do the appeal. She is entitled to that. Thank you for watching. Hey, D&E Pizza. Duck. I don't know. What do you want to do next? You guys tell me what you want to do next. It's on popular demand. Looks like they are doing the fingerprinting, but they already have fingerprints. But now that she's convicted, they do. I guess they do a set of conviction fingerprints. I think that Sarah probably did write that closing. I think that there were a lot of things in there that she wanted. I'm sure that she gave them, him a list of bullet points. I'm sure. Oh, Hazelnut, thank you for the $50 super sticker. That's really sweet and kind of you. Thank you. BLT just popping in for the verdict and to thank you for the coverage. Dr. Pepper, Pop-Tart. I'll catch up tomorrow. Get some sleep. Yeah, let's go Yankees. I guess the game already started. I mean, you can tell that I'm not even watching it. Let me know what trial you want to watch next. Is there anything coming up? Like, I need like a week off. Then we'll come back and cover something else. I mean, she's got no emotion. She seems to be smiling at her. I mean, people say she has a girlfriend, but is it not a prison girlfriend? Is it someone who's allowed to come into court? Because, she's like, get this ink off my fingers. Not really a lot of emotion from her. I guess maybe she was expecting it. But, she had to give it the college try, right? But eyelashes on this deputy. My goodness. Or, I'm sorry, bailiff, court officer, not sure. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you again for all of you and your very kind donations to the Twins College Fund. And for hanging out with me for so long. Carly Gregg, another girl convicted by the videotape. Yep. Justice for George has been done, says Law Junkie 33. RIP. Put your phone away when you're smashed. Stop videotaping. Stop sending horrific text messages, voice messages. Thank you, Mo, for your super sticker. Thank you, Shirley and Charlotte, for coming in and thanking me in the mods and for your 5 spot. David, I think you should take a vacation. I think I need one. We'll follow you to the next one. Thanks. I'm open to suggestions. I'll put my email up. I do not respond to all emails, but I do read them all. And so many of you are so kind with your suggestions and your documents and your ideas for covering cases. And you know how much I appreciate you. And if you don't, I'm telling you again, I appreciate you so very much. Please do all the YouTube-ish type things like smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. It's free. I'm going to teleport you over to tomorrow's stream. I'm not going to have the chat open for that. So if you have any questions for the Carly's grandfather, who apparently is writing everyone who donates to the appeal fund personal thank you notes, you might have gotten a note from him already. He will be on with Bridget Todd tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you, Jenny Grace, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. All right, get in on over there. Get on over there. Hit the bell for tomorrow. And thank you, Donna, who says that I'm a badass law queen. Oh my gosh, thanks. Bought me a couple of matcha lattes. It's been a long week. It's only 6 days, but it's been a long one because this judge worked late. Late. You missed it. You missed it, Jerry. Guilty. Second degree. Rewind. Glad you could join us. Yeah, I feel so sorry for everyone. The son, the ex-husband, all of them. All of them. Thank you, Karen Reed's Taillight. I appreciate you so much. Everyone, go get a good night's sleep so you can come hang out with me tomorrow. I know I will. Let's go, Yankees. R.I.P. Phil Lesh, who died today, the bassist for the Grateful Dead. The Empire State Building is lighting up right now in tie-dye colors. Let me just show you. For Phil Lesh. And that is the way we do it here in New York. It's tie-dye. R.I.P. Phil Lesh. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks, the mods. Be cool, be kind, be classy. It's really, really, really not that hard.